Okay, Dean Hollin for ZoomerRadio here in Key Largo, and I'm at the Key Largo Conch House speaking with Adrian Basil. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm really good. I've been enjoying so much. I'm enjoying everything in this last week being here in the Keys.
Especially being in the warm, sunny Florida Keys, right?
You know it. You know it. And this is a really nice time of year to come down.
Absolutely. It's a great time of year. You know, the humidity's gone from the summer. Mm-hmm. It's cold in most everywhere, especially up in Canada.
Oh, it
and
is.
Everybody's working their way down here.
Yeah.
So we love this time of year. We get to see everybody coming down.
Yeah, we have a different type of white stuff. Here
That's
it's
right.
white sand. Up there it's really, really cold
That's
white
right.
stuff.
Absolutely. Well, come on down anytime.
Well, I got to tell you, really, really enjoyed the meal here. And I know this establishment started, I think, by your in-laws.
Correct.
So it's a family business.
Family business, locally owned, celebrating 20 years this month.
This month?
This month.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Or happy anniversary.
Absolutely.
I guess both of them.
It's huge. It's a huge thing for the community, and to be able to keep this as a second generation family-run business.
Yeah.
So
well,
looking
you have a lot
forward
to be proud of here.
Appreciate it.
It started off, you say, as a coffee place, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. Predominantly coffee, a cyber cafe, if you remember that, back in the days when there wasn't an iPhone at every disposal, right? So you had to have somewhere to be able to get the internet.
Yeah.
So we started off like that, serving great coffee and pastries, and grew to lunch, and then grew to dinner, and grew to doing catering and weddings. And 20 years later, we're a full-service restaurant and a catering company as well.
And why do you figure the growth happened? What drove that?
I think the growth in tourism, adapting to that, the islands grew as a destination. People started coming from all over the country and all over the world to come visit us, and we started to get creative with ways to make them have an experience they won't forget.
Mm-hmm. May I ask you about the breakfast that I had?
Absolutely.
That was grits.
Shrimp and grits.
Shrimp and grits.
One of our huge favorites.
Nice spice to it.
Nice and spice to it. A little bit of a southern, charm, but some spice. And then obviously using local shrimp is always the key. Yeah. That's the difference maker. We get, we're able to source our seafood locally here within 1 mile. They bring it in every day. We order fresh every day. So that really changes the experience as well.
That's been a big part of the conversation the entire week here. Because, of course, we eat fish up in Canada as well. Sure. But here, as you say, it's basically in your back door.
It's right in our back door. We order fresh daily. So, where else can you do that? Yeah. It touches less hands, gets to the restaurants quicker, gets to the customers fresher, and that's what it's all about.
There has not been a day that we haven't had seafood up here. And most of those days have included even a shrimp appetizer.
Absolutely. Like that, yeah, well, you're making the right decisions.
Nice. Okay, so now the other thing I want to ask you about, this is probably I think we figured this is our 10th slice of key pie. Wow. So we've kind of made it a thing since we've been down here.
Right.
Since our very first interview was in Key West, and it was about key lime pie. So every time we go out, we get one slice, and we all share it.
You're going to have to make one when you get back home for yourself and see exactly. The combination of all.
And so what's the secret of making, in your opinion?
I think the crust. I think the crust, you got to make a homemade crust. I think that's important, which we do. And then it's just, everybody's got a little different take on it.
That's what we're finding.
For us, it's how you source your key limes, and the juice involved with that, and the crust. I think that combination is what separates everybody.
Traditionally, it's a graham crumb crust.
Correct.
Okay, and some are thinner and some are thicker.
Some are thicker, some are cold, some are
Okay, and then we have can you tell me?
Little key lime glaze.
Little key lime glaze. Okay. Well, thank you for chatting with me.
Our pleasure. Thanks for coming.
For this final meal before we jump on the plane and head back to the Great White North.
You're welcome to come anytime. Come back.
I would love to.
And hopefully your listeners as well. So.
Okay. Thank you very much, Adrian.
Our pleasure. Thank you.
Adrian Basil. We're here at the Key Largo Conch House in Key Largo. This is Dean Hollin for ZoomerRadio in the Florida Keys.